Hello, my name's Grandmaster Daniel Gamali. Today I wanted to talk about Reddit chess, and Reddit is a forum that is used by many people. I don't know how many users they have. I have an account on here, and it's called Active Extension 9887. So Chess Reddit is a subreddit of the wider forum, and so Reddit is a place where people can come and discuss a lot of the topics in the chess world. One of the topics that's trending at the moment is all this cheating controversy with Hans Niemann. Vladimir Kramnik is in the centre of it. He's been accusing various people. Chess.com said that he accused Nakamura. He then asked them to retract that, claiming that he never directly accused Nakamura. And there's also been this controversy between Hans Niemann and Cheparinov. Now, I believe is it Ivor or Igor Cheparinov, and he's from Bulgaria. He's famous for a few reasons. Firstly, that he's obviously a very good chess player, right? He has been over 2700 before. Maybe low 2700s. I think he was over 2700 for a significant period of time. I believe he might be below 2700 now. Some of the other reasons why he's just move this over here actually. Some of the other reasons why he's been quite well known as a chess player, other than the fact he's a good chess player, as he played well at the recent Isle of Man tournament, is because he was a second to Veselin Topalov. And there was also a controversy involving him and Nigel Short. I think it was to do with comments that Nigel made about Topalov. And so Cheparinov, who's a friend of Topalov's, refused to shake Nigel Short's hand during a tournament game. So Nigel complained to the arbiters about this, and I believe they threatened to default Cheparinov or something like that, and eventually they did play that game. But yeah, so what's the actual post? He hang on a minute. Oh, this redirects me to Agimator, a post by Agimator. He says, yesterday I posted my performance in tournament. So slight misspelling there, but obviously English is not his first language. So there should be a U before the R. I want to clarify a few things. Again, a few things, but again, it's not. I want to say, as a chess player, I'm really disappointed by the organisation, or from the organisation, he states. In such a strong and nice tournament nowadays, is just not acceptable to have any anti-cheating, to not have any anti-cheating measures. None. The only measure was 15-minute delay. Also, it's very disappointing. The audio organisers, in private conversations, they think one of the chess players was cheating and still they did nothing. As a chess player, this is very disrespectful and disappointing. Once again, I don't want to say that somebody was cheating. What I say is nowadays is obligatory to have some anti-cheating measures, especially in events like this one. The organisers provided such nice conditions, and then they did not care about measures at all. I don't understand their behaviour at all. Second thing to clarify is that I don't think there was cheating in the tournament. What I saw was the rising of New Fischer. All the best to Niemann in his journey to the top of chess. So the comments like, this guy's laughing, that is confusing, we chess GMs are usually terrible at writing long statements, despite Kapia Purin, who himself I believe is a very strong chess player. And possibly a Polish guy, maybe, and is he also maybe a study expert, like a So the comments on Reddit say every day a new chess cheating scandal. I mean, fair play to Cheparinov that he's actually written that himself. There was no kind of filter because you could tell the spelling mistakes and the grammar that it was written by himself. But he does seem to be implying there. So it dates back to this game that he played, and he said that, you know, I analysed with hands, and or I played against hands, and, you know, this guy is so much better than anyone like Magnus Carlsen or Nakamura or Kasparov, all this. So there seemed to be a lot of sarcasm in what he was saying. And, yeah, I think he's very, very wary of hands. Or that seems to be the implication. If there was someone cheating in that tournament, then clearly seems to be the general consensus amongst the players seems to be probably was hands, right? Why would somebody cheat if they're on 1 out of 8 or whatever? You know, the guy who's winning with playing almost perfect chess seems a bit suspicious, right? However, I do think if we're playing devil's advocate, let's assume that Hans was cheating. Why was he cheating in that specific tournament? How did he know that they were going to have a lack of security measures in place? You know, how was he aware of that going in? I mean, that would be the question I would ask. You know, or has he played this tournament before, or has he seen this tournament? He was aware that they wouldn't bother. So somehow he wasn't cheating in all these other tournaments, but he was decided to cheat in that one. Or was it because he was working with Kramnik and that inspired him to play great chess? He's been playing at a high level for a while. I think the problem with Hans is very difficult to really gauge where we stand with him. There's a kind of a mystery that surrounds Hans. I think that's partly his own invention. I think he likes to develop this mystique around him. Bobby Fischer, who clearly Hans has been compared to, probably idolises, was very similar. He tried to create this kind of mystique, and he succeeded. You know, if Fischer didn't give up chess for 20 years, would there have been this fascination with Bobby Fischer that there was? You know, part of the fascination with Fischer was the fact that he didn't play for 20 years. And that in itself was fascinating. There was all this kind of mystery about Fischer. You know, what was he doing? Was he seen at a tournament in America? You know, I remember reading some Karpov book where Fischer turned up. One of his tournaments in America that Karpov was playing in, but, you know, he didn't stay for very long, all this kind of thing. But yeah, I think Hans is quite good at orchestrating all this. And people on Reddit love it. You know, they lap it up, which is understandable. As somebody said, Matt Law DT, every day a new chess cheating scandal drops. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned about this whole Kramnik thing, for example, Kramnik was accusing Nakamura. I don't believe Nakamura is a cheat. However, I think Kramnik does make valid points that, you know, just because somebody's a top player doesn't mean we shouldn't accuse them. He was talking about other sports and saying that in other sports people cheat. So why do we assume that because they're chess players, because they're top chess players, that somehow chess players are moral people? And he made very valid points about Title Tuesday, that in the last round of tournaments, often people's performances are peaking in the last round. Why are they somehow playing that much better in the last round of tournaments? And statisticians said, oh, it's not improbable that Nakamura should win 43 games in a row. Yeah, part of me thinks that is an extraordinary number to win against somebody rated 2900 on chess.com. My highest rating on chess.com is somewhere about 2800. So somebody better than me, and Nakamura's beating that guy 43 games in a row. That is quite incredible. But I do think if I played Nakamura, if I played 1,000 games against Nakamura, my current FIDE rating is 2445. It wouldn't surprise me if I lost 1,000-0. I mean, the guy is like really, really good at blitz. However, if I played him over the board, would he beat me 1,000 games in a row? Yeah, quite possibly would. Like blitz games, yeah. Because he's just so much stronger than me at blitz. And also, you've also got the demoralisation factor. Every game you lose, it's making you more and more demoralised. So, yeah, it's entirely possible he would probably beat me 1,000-0 or something like that. And probably I would lose the same score to Magnus Carlsen. If I played a 2600 player, I would probably lose something like 9-1 or 8-1 or something. But against the top players in the world, it's quite entirely possible I would just get totally crushed. There's hardly any consequences for online cheaters. That's because chess.com is not FIDE, and historically online chess has never been seen to be as serious as over-the-board chess. At least in the case of Igor Rausis, when he was caught cheating, he got served a 6-year ban for playing FIDE-rated tournaments, lost his GM title, completely ruined any credibility he had before, so the consequences are actually bad for cheaters. Yeah, but people don't seem to be discussing this comment that much, but they're just talking about general cheating. Yeah, I do like, I'll be honest, I do like forums. I do like the fact you can go on forums now and discuss a lot of this stuff. It's very addictive. I think forums are addictive in a good way because you're discussing stuff. It's intellectually stimulating. You know, everybody listens to your comment. You come on a forum and a lot of people appreciate your comment. You know, you're often getting upvoted. So I think forums are a positive thing. I think that's what Elon Musk was trying to do when he brought Twitter. I think he probably regards it the same way, that you have this kind of, you know, public forum, town square as he called it, and Reddit is very similar. So I think Reddit is a positive thing. So we scan down. Sherapinov, yeah, he was talking about this thing, drama with Shaw and all this. The fact he's taken such a hard line on these accusations with that in the past, with that in his past, is absolutely insane. Lol. Was Cheparinov really expecting us to believe that, given that he's still some crusader for fair play and not just being a sore loser? Just to play devil's advocate, I think having a past history, so I think they're suggesting that maybe Cheparinov had accounts closed himself in the past and doesn't preclude you from accusing and pointing out someone for cheating over the board. Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you. Yeah, just because you may have cheated in the past, it doesn't mean that you can't accuse people. You might have a better insight on it than others because you've done it yourself. Let's see if there are any more interesting comments. Found this sequence in a blitz game, white to move. So this is a position. White to move. It's a puzzle. Oh, is it Queen G4? No, not Queen G4, right? Queen G4, Queen G4. Rook E8, they've got Bishop H5. Oh, there's Queen takes F7, right? Queen takes F7, Queen takes Rook E8. And then you win the exchange. So that seems to be a nice puzzle, quite simple. You just take and then that's game over. So people like posting up their pictures. The recent cheating drama. Somebody's talking a bit more about the cheating. It was kind of novel and fun in 2022, but it's been a year of this. It's gone from drawing attention to the game to giving it a shady reputation. I do think in the future that algorithms will be so powerful, you won't be able to cheat. You know, they'll be able to work out, you know, the parallels between yourself and a computer so well that it will be very, very difficult to cheat with a computer. So this drama is probably something that won't last forever, and in fact it kind of gives chess a different slant, right? It's brought chess into the mainstream. You know, the stuff about what's it called, anal beads and all this kind of thing, you know. So yeah, there's positive sides to it as well. At the pro level, the big online, so this is posted by Mouth Could Be Wider. At the pro level, the big online sites, the big tourneys, etc., need to converge on an accepted set of anti-cheating measures. In my opinion, post hoc algorithm detection is fine for casual players, and I'm glad it exists so that I can play online. But at the pro level, it's unacceptable. Proctoring time delays, physically controlling the machines that people play on, etc., are the only way to get a grip on this problem. So you're talking about, you know, if I'm playing on a computer, if I'm playing in a professional tournament, somebody can then enter my laptop and then view my laptop, I guess. Although that makes it uncomfortable. Yeah, I talked about this before, that if you're playing on Title Tuesday, it actually puts a lot of people off if they're having to go on a Zoom call. If people are going, you know, they want to play like as almost as an amateur. If I'm a 2400 GM, I'm probably not going to win a prize on Title Tuesday. Therefore, I don't necessarily want to go on a Zoom call or, you know, have people look into my computer, because I'm just regarding it as a little bit of a hobby, right? I mean, I'm not going to win a prize. This prize is going to go to Nakamura. It's going to go to Magnus Carlsen. It might go to Andreikin or someone like that. It's not going to go to me, unfortunately. Although I have beaten people on Title Tuesday that ended up winning Title Tuesday, or a later Title Tuesday. So it's not completely inconceivable, but very unlikely that I would win a prize on Title Tuesday. Yeah, so yeah, I'm kind of a bit bored by all this cheating scandal, I must admit. Is there anything, what would the world look like without US military interventions? Germany would be massive. Italy, well, probably Germany would also, if it weren't for the Americans, Germany would also be controlling United Kingdom and Ireland as well as probably Italy once they got rid of Mussolini. Yeah, so I'm in the main Reddit at the moment, but it's kind of filtering in. Thank you. Okay, so here we have another comment about Hans Niemann. It seems to be, so if you go into chess Reddit, there's lots and lots of comments about Hans Niemann. Hans Niemann attorney Terence Oved responds to accusations. Despite the overwhelming proof of Hans' extraordinary talents, there will always be haters. Our advice to them is simple. Get used to it. Hans is just getting started. And he talked about this organizer of the Zagreb event. So Zagreb is, I believe that's in Serbia, right? With a pretty shocking quote to Norwegian newspaper Aftenposten. Niemann's performance is out of this world, but we have no definite proof that he is cheating. We have some indications, but we don't know if anyone wants to report him. So this is a post on Twitter by Tarjei J. Svensson, who is a journalist, Norwegian chess journalist. And he's kind of a drum beater for Magnus Carlsen. So obviously Magnus Carlsen is not necessarily a massive Hans Niemann fan, as we're already aware. And yeah, more comments. Is haters a legal term? It is when your client asks for you to use that sort of language. Laugh my arse off. This sounds like something Hans would write himself. Yeah, exactly. This guy is 2150chess.com, 2350 lead chess rapid. My question to all top chess players who accuse suspect opponents of cheating is, why do they always skip the eye test and go straight to interesting statistics and performances? What I mean is, why can't any of them say the moment in game that they think Hans, Hikaru, whoever is cheating? Especially in Hans' games, this tournament. The people who are complaining, Sokolov and Cheparinov, played well below their level. Did they? We don't know. Also the case in his game against Magnus. Hell, even Kamsky, who accuses people 24/7, at least says, I think X game is suspicious because of X moves. We're talking about Gata Kamsky, who's a chess streamer, but more famously a famous chess grandmaster, who streams occasionally Title Tuesday and says this guy is, you know, too accurate and stuff like that. Also, at this point, if Hans is blatantly cheating while drawing this much attention to himself and crushing through tournaments, either he is unbelievably dumb, which I don't think is the case, or he's a completely infallible and undetectable cheating method, which I also think is not the case. In other words, Hans is not cheating. That's his opinion, right? He doesn't think Hans is cheating. Yeah, I think with Hans, regard to Hans cheat, if Hans is cheating, in my opinion, he will eventually get found out sooner or later. That's what happened with Rousis. However, Rousis was a slightly different case, because Rousis was quite clever, and in the sense that Rousis was basically winning a lot of tournaments where he was, we're talking about Igor Rousis, he was accumulating points by generally picking off weaker players. When he played GMs or strong players, he would maybe he would occasionally beat them, but often he would just agree quick draws. And he wouldn't play in top tournaments like Qatar Masters or Isle of Man, or tournaments where he would then be exposed to top players, because I think he was aware that they'd either have scanners there or he'd be playing people like Magnus Carlsen, who were quite savvy, as we've seen. He's quite willing to kick off. He's not shy about doing that, and therefore it raises the chance that he would get busted. So what this guy is saying is that there's no way that Hans would do that. I'm not so sure, because we've seen people in top sports hiding in plain sight before. Someone like Lance Armstrong, for example, was quite happy to cheat, even when people were accusing him. I'm not sure that in itself is definite proof that just because Hans has been accused before. I do think Hans is a kind of a unique person we've not seen in chess before. The way that he's just like a top player who's willing just to create controversy after controversy, and actually he feeds off that. And I think he's aware that raises his profile. And I'm not sure everybody's happy with that. I think Chess Reddit is. I think a lot of people on Chess Reddit seem to love Hans. I'm not particularly a massive fan myself, if I'm honest. And I do think that there are valid reasons for thinking that some of his performances are a little bit suspicious. Cheating to 8 out of 9 over the board after being accused would be like dealing yourself suited quad aces in poker. But let's use devil's advocate. Let's assume that Hans had cheated in the past. He then got busted by Magnus in the Sigfield Cup. He got called out. They implemented delay. He didn't want to cheat there. But let's say that he then went to this tournament piece and said, look, I've been busting my arse out playing these opens. I'm not getting back over 2,700. I don't really care. People think I'm a cheat anyway. Let's just cheat again, right? Very unlikely, I guess. I agree, but, not inconceivable that could have been his outlook on the whole thing. So generally people are going to be very positive towards Hans. I personally feel the whole way that people have gone full circle with him makes me feel slightly uncomfortable. This is somebody who's admitted to cheating online, cheating people in online money tournaments. I agree that's maybe not the same as cheating over the board, but it's still quite a serious thing. He's now been welcomed back with open arms by a lot of people. I don't really feel comfortable with that. So that's my opinion. This guy's an IM. Beat chess. Defamation suits. Ready work though. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, somebody makes another comment, which I kind of agree with. I'm not saying he cheated, but he was accused 1 year ago, and at some point a narcissistic cheater is very likely to do it again. The opportunity could have presented itself in his tournament with no anti-cheating measures, but again, I would question why he would know that I had no anti-cheating measures before the tournament. Keep in mind he compares himself with Fischer, and his results don't reflect that image before his tournament until suddenly he started crushing everyone. We're seeing the London Chess Classic, he's not getting the same level of results, right? He's not crushing everybody. I'm presuming at London Chess Classic they have quite serious anti-cheating measures, including the scanner. So, yeah, I don't really know about Hans. I think the whole subject has been done to death. Find a brilliant move in this position. So King E7. My first gut feeling, Knight F5 screaming out at me. Knight F5, EF5, Bishop G5. Is that a winning move? It looks very strong. What are these things on the side of Tesco's supermarkets? I have no idea. I think that's just a building design just to, tempt people in rather than anything particularly useful. Kramnik Saga clearly shows some people can easily get away with cheating. Yeah. As black, how would you punish this blunder? After white rook moved to a7, how would you punish that? Let's have a little look. Why is that a blunder? Yeah, good question. Oh, okay. Can't you just take the rook, the queen on f4? Yeah, that's a fairly easy one, right? Rook takes f4 wins. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of comments. The top 20 TPRs of 2018. Any more interesting? One of the hardest decisions of my chess career. Blah blah blah. Puzzle. Or knight f3 wins, I guess. Followed by queen h2. I don't know why that's hard. You're already a piece up. Knight e2. I don't understand that comment.
My community.
I mean, the only thing I would say with these forums is that they're fairly kind of, I suppose they're kind of addictive in a way, but they're kind of pointless at the same time. So yeah, that's my comment about Chess Reddit. I think it's a positive thing. I think a lot of people use it now. A lot of chess players use it. Probably the general user base will be people under the age of 30. I think probably the most number of people who use it are probably quite young people. You get very intelligent people on there. If you go on Quora, which is a question site, it's kind of similar to Reddit, I think, and you get a lot of very intelligent people posting on there. And I think Reddit is very similar. So yeah, that's my comments about Reddit. I'd be interested to see your comments down below, see what you think about Reddit in general. Do you think the chess forums are a positive thing? I think the thing with Chess Reddit is there's so many people posting on there. It's kind of a larger community. If you go on somewhere like the English Chess Forum, it tends to be the same kind of people posting on there, and you tend to get more trolls as well. I found there were kind of bullies on there. Chessable was similar. Smaller forum, bullies and people will pick on you and troll you because you're a GM. They know who you are, so they'll pick on you. You don't get so much on Reddit, I don't think. But then again, I don't post under my name. This is my username, active extension. Anyway, that's my post about Reddit. Interested to see your comments about, do you think that there's too much talk about cheating? Do you think that Chess Reddit is a positive thing? And so on. Thank you.